All right, this video is on ordering fractions. So we want to order these fractions from least to greatest. So the easiest thing to do is to get them all into common denominators. So then all you have to do is look at the numerators. So if we look at the first problem, the denominators are 12, 6, and 7. 12 and 6 are related, but 7 isn't. So we need to figure out what denominator would work. Now, the easiest way to do this is to multiply all of those denominators together to figure out what that number would be. Now, it is going to be a bigger number, but this is the easiest way to figure it out. So you get 504. So your common denominator for all of these is going to be 504. Okay, so let's figure out what the numerator would be. 504 divided by 12 would be 42. So we had to multiply that by 42. So we're going to multiply the 6 by 42. So 6 times 42 is 252. Okay, take 504 and divide it by 6, and that's 84. So you multiplied that whole thing by 84. So we want to multiply 5 by 84 to get the new numerator. And you get 420. Okay, and then the last one, 504 divided by 7, and you get 72. So you're going to take 6 times 72, and you get 432. Now, the reason why I said that it's easier to do it this way is because now you have that common denominator. All you have to do is look at your numerators and put those numbers in order. So you have 252, 420, 432. And they actually are already in order. So all we have to do is rewrite the original numbers that correspond with these fractions. So 6/12 is less than 5/6, which is less than 6/7. And that's how you order those from least to greatest. So if we look at number 2, we have 1/9, 3/15, and 1/8. Again, if a number doesn't pop out at you, that would be a common. You know, the 9 and the 8 and the 15. Right now, nothing pops out of my head that would put those numbers together. So you just do 9 times 15 times 8 to get that denominator. Once again, it's going to be a bigger number, but it will make this a lot easier. So our new denominator is going to be 1080. Okay, so we have to figure out what we multiplied by. So 1080 divided by 9 was 120. So we multiplied by 120. So 1 times 120 would get you 120. 1080 divided by 15 is 72. So we're going to multiply by 72. So 3 times 72 is 216. And then 1080 divided by 8 would be 135. So 1 times 135 would be 135. Okay, now we want to put these in order. So 120, 135, 216. So to match up your original numbers, you would have 1/9, which is smaller than 1/8, which is smaller than 3/15. Okay, the next two, we have 10/12, 5/12, and 1/6. So if you look at the denominator of 12 and 6, this one kind of is a little bit easier because we can make a common denominator of 12. So the first one doesn't have to change. The second one doesn't have to change, but this time we have to make the bottom one a 12. So 6 times 12 was 2, so 1 times 2 would be 2. Now when you look at these to put them in order, 2 comes first, then the 5, then the 10. So we would have 1/6, which is less than 5/12, which is less than 10/12. That one was pretty easy. Okay, for number 4, you have 5/10, 7/13, and 12/15. Another way that you can make this a lot easier is by simplifying the fractions down if you can. So 5/10 simplifies down to 1/2. 7/13 does not simplify. 12/15 does simplify because each of those numbers is divisible by 3. So instead of dealing with 10, 13, and 15, you now are looking at 2, 13, and 5. So to figure out what your common denominator is, take 2 times 13 times 5, and you should get 130. Okay, so your new denominator would be 130. So 2 times what was 130? So take 130 and divide it by 2. And you get 65. So 1 times 65 is 65. 130 divided by 13 is 10. So take 7 times 10 and you get 70. And then 130 divided by 5 is 26. So take 4 times 26 and you get 104. So when you put these in order, they're actually already in order. So if you go back up to the original, you would have 5/10, which is less than 7/13, which is less than 12/15. Okay, so this video goes along with the ordering fractions worksheet.